is time for Open House with Hanson Real Estate Group.
It's time for the open house on WHTL.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent?
You're joking, right? I don't joke about real estate.
With the Hanson Real Estate Group.
I never understood why people are so afraid to eat at an open house.
I know.
The open house starts right now.
And here we are on a Wednesday, and it is time for Open House with Hanson Real Estate Group, and I'm being joined in studio by Jacob Lallemont. Good morning.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you, Jake?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Going to snow a little bit, Jacob.
So it appears, yep.
Friday, even more.
Yeah, looks like we got a little bit more coming this weekend. I don't know if it's enough for all our snowmobiling fans out there to enjoy, but yeah, a little shot coming here.
We're going to need quite a bit of snow, I think, for snowmobiling. There's nothing on the ground, so
no.
It'll take, I think, a pretty good storm for that. I don't know. You know how it is in February and March. You can get dumped on pretty good.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we've been lucky all winter, so not sure if we can quite get through without the big one coming.
It'll be here, especially during basketball playoff season time. That's what's going to happen, you know.
Yeah, usually about how it works.
Right about state. Okay, real estate. How is the market right now? Is it pretty good? I mean, have you seen an increase, decrease since first of the year?
No, honestly, I would say it's been an increase, Mark. Obviously, we have a little quiet period, kind of during that holiday time, and guys have really broke out of that, and it's been busy. I mean, properties have been moving. Definitely could use some more inventory. It's been a busy start to the year.
Well, and I would think that people are probably thinking ahead a little bit and thinking, okay, if I'm going to move and I want to buy a new house, now's a good time because by the time we close, it'll be spring and I'm not going to have to move in the wintertime. Is that how people think sometimes?
Absolutely. That's a big part of it. Obviously, we've kind of lucked out this winter here, but Mother Nature definitely plays a factor, especially in those colder, snowier winters. About moving furniture and just all the things you got to think about when you're moving into a new property.
Well, now we're going to talk about a different topic a little bit, and not buying or selling, but investing in real estate. And that's an interesting thing because I'm sure a lot of people think about it. But with the changes that have taken place in the market, is it a good investment like stocks at this point?
Yeah, and honestly, Mark, to some extent, it's better than the stock market. I mean, you have to look. I mean, there's so much volatility in the stocks. I mean, they go up, they go down relatively quickly, and you don't maybe see the giant returns right away in real estate like you would with obviously when a stock shoots up there. But if you're looking for long-term steady growth, I mean, real estate's a lot more of a sturdy investment that way.
So for investors, maybe at any level, beginners, people who are experienced, what kinds of real estate should they look at if they're going to invest?
Yeah, so a big one for a lot of people is, multifamily properties, whether it's a duplex or, it's more units than that or whatever it may be, or even just a house rental, it produces income for you, helps take care of that mortgage and those expenses, along with building you long-term equity. So that's a big one for people. If you're not looking residential and you want to get more into land, well, hunting land and, farmland's a great opportunity. From the same token, I mean, you can rent the crop ground out, you can rent hunting leases out, so something that can cash flow that mortgage, while you build that long-term equity is something you're going to want to look for.
I think the rental property is a great idea. A lot of people, I think, wrestle with, well, gee, do I want to be a landlord or don't I? And I think that's the big question you have to answer when you're looking at potential rentals.
Right, exactly. And for some people, they don't want to be a landlord, and maybe, buying some of those farm or hunting land properties, it might be a better option for you. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, there's some big questions you got to ask yourself, when the sink needs fixing at 11 o'clock at night or whatever it may be,
Sure.
There's definitely work that goes into it. It's not just a free money printer, but just like anything, it's a good long-term investment for you.
Is there ever a perfect time to invest in real estate?
Well, Mark, and we have this talk with buyers all the time, whether it's an investor or it's just a first-time home buyer or anybody looking for a property as well. Maybe I want to wait for interest rates to come down, or maybe I'll wait for prices to come down. Well, that stuff changes periodically throughout not only several years, but definitely even during the course of the year. So the right time to buy is when you're ready, when the numbers make sense for you, and if the terms of investing, does the property cash flow right now? Can I afford to buy that property and have it cash flow? Then I'm ready. And that's the perfect time is when you're ready as a buyer.
Yeah, because if you wait for prices to go down, they won't. If you wait for interest rates, then who knows what's going to happen there. So
Right.
that makes sense. If it's the right time for you, it's the perfect time.
Exactly. Like I said, if the numbers make sense, you don't want to miss out on a great opportunity hoping that, maybe in the next month there'll be a cheaper interest rate. You can always refinance interest rates. And yeah, like you said, you wait for prices to go down, especially in the last few years here. You've been waiting a long time. So
What's the biggest mistake that new investors make, Jacob?
And not doing the homework, Mark, is a big one. Obviously everyone's like, well, I can get this much for rent, so this is what my mortgage is. I'm going to make money. Well, you got to factor in, obviously, you got insurance costs in there. Are you renting at or paying for the utilities, or is the tenant paying for the utilities? There's a lot of costs that go into it. And then you got to plan for future repairs too. You don't just buy it and here we go. Now I start making money. You got to do some homework into it. Obviously, that's something we're happy to help you kind of figure out. We know a lot of people that way that are in the real estate investment, part of things, and we've seen this stuff before.
Make sure you're always escrowing a little bit for that rainy day. You never
Right.
know when it might happen.
Exactly. Whether it's a water heater or a furnace or just anything, you got to kind of be ready for that. And I would say that's one of the bigger mistakes is people make is, I'm going to buy this rental and make money. Well, you got to look into everything, into the expenses and all of that and be prepared for those big repairs.
What's the one big piece of advice that you would give people who are thinking about investing in real estate?
Yeah, well, the biggest deal...
Other than call Jacob.
Right, exactly. Well, yeah, we'll start with that. Yeah, give me a call. But no, the big thing is think long term, right? We had that talk kind of at the beginning of the show here where I mentioned, you're not going to see the giant return in a month or 2 months like you would maybe if a stock skyrockets. This is a long-term investment. The longer you can hold on to that property, if it's cash flowing, the more return you're going to see. So, think about that when you're buying the property. This is something I want to own for 10, 20, maybe 30 years, so I can see my full return out of it. Don't just look to make money tomorrow. Look to make money when you go to sell the place in 10, 20, or 30 years,
That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. Okay, some properties that you've got that look pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, no doubt, Mark. We've got some really great properties out there right now. So, starting off, we got the Elk Creek Tavern or the Rustic Whitetail Bar and Grill up for sale.
Now, that's open now, isn't it?
That's correct. Just recently reopened here. So, you're looking at the definition of a turnkey business. The kitchen's all set up. They got all nice equipment, stainless steel kitchen equipment in there. They got the bar nicely done up in there. this is literally, you could close and open for business the next day.
It's strategically located right between Oliva and Independence, too.
That's right. Exactly.
All roads go to the Elk Creek.
Well, exactly. Yeah, you know the deal. And then obviously being on Highway 93, you got great exposure there.
Yeah.
You can't ask for a better traffic flow for any business, so whether it's a car club or motorcycles,
Sure.
We've all driven that road up to Eau Claire and, and seen the traffic that goes through there, and it's a great spot if you're going to have a business.
It is, and it's a nice building, too. It's got a lot of benefit, I think, to it, too.
Without question, yeah. And it's just a beautiful business in there. And listed only at $249,900. This is something you want to check out if you're interested in getting into that type of business.
And like you said, it's a turnkey operation. You can walk in and start business immediately.
Exactly, yeah. You sign the paperwork on Monday, you're open for business Tuesday.
And what's the second property you've got on your list here?
Yeah, so another really neat one we got here, Mark. It's 105 acres on Middle Road in Arcadia, or just outside Arcadia, I should say. Very, very level ground and be a great addition to any farm operation. It has some potential for a development property. Just a really neat site that could be flexed into a lot of things, so it could be a, tillable income. We talked about that here today.
This might be one of those places that you buy, one of those properties you buy as a real estate investment.
Exactly, and you could rent out the tillable ground for some additional income there, just a lot of opportunity, only about 5 minutes from Arcadia. Bidding's opened up now, and it closes February 17th, so coming right around the corner here, a few days left of the auction. So if you're interested, give myself or Jamie a call anytime to check it out.
So this is only online auction. This is not a conventional sale.
That's correct. Yep, up on auction, and bidding ends February 17th, so coming right around the corner here.
And you know, it's not hard to get involved in online auctions. I know your website makes it very easy. You just basically sign up like you would for any website, get your password, and you're ready to go.
Exactly, yeah. We want to make it easy for bidders to get registered there. And I mean, if they do have some questions, they can certainly reach out, but try and make it a pretty simple process for people.
All right. And the last one on your list.
Yes, another auction property here, Mark. Once again, a neat opportunity for any business owner. Right on State Road 35, the Great River Road. So once again, a super great high traffic area for a business. It's the Woodlands Retreat. It's got the lodge, 4 cabins, and 5 motel rooms. So really neat opportunities there. As far as any rentals or VRBOs or anything like that. I mean, with all the traffic and all the people that come through the Great River Road, it's a great opportunity for somebody.
So you could actually live there and run it almost like a motel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the lodge certainly is. I mean, it's a nice place. It'd be a great house for someone to have, and that could be base camp with an office and everything. And then obviously you got the cabins and the motel rooms there for people if they want to continue rent out, or like the current owners, they rent the whole thing, lodge included out. So a lot of opportunity there.
And this is an online auction as well.
Correct, and that one ends February 18th. So once again, it's just a few days left of the auction. So if you're interested, give Jamie or myself a call anytime. I mean, it's a great opportunity for the right person looking for something like this on the Great River Road.
Hard to beat the Great River Road. That's beautiful over there.
That's right, no doubt. Definitely some beautiful country.
And yeah, I mean, it's convenient to just about that's like Elk Creek over there. It's convenient to just about everything.
Exactly.
All right, if people want to contact you, Jacob, what's the best way to do that?
Yeah, give me a call or text anytime at my number, 608-863-3928. I'd be happy to help.
All right, always good to see Jacob. Thank you for coming in.
You bet. Great to see you, Mark. Thank you.
Who's up next week, do you know?
I believe we got Josh coming next week here.
All right. Hey, you heavy hitters, I don't know. Anyway, Hanson Real Estate Group, if you've got a property you want to list or a property you want to buy or even an auction you've got coming down the pike, they're the pros that can help you. Thank you very much, Jacob.
You bet. Thank you for having me, Mark.
Jacob Lallemont with Hanson Real Estate Group. Open house every Wednesday here on WHTL.